Thanks for listening to Granny Shifting today. We're happy you joined us. I'm your host, Ryan.
And I'm Jason.
Also your host.
Yeah, thanks for joining me, Ryan.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So, how have you been?
We are in minute 11.
Ladies and gentlemen, hey, it's Jesse from the original Fast and the Furious, and you're listening to Granny Shifting, the Fast and Furious podcast.
Of Fast 5. So
podcast.
I had to cut something out of our last episode. It was kind of funny.
Really?
I introduced the minute. I said, this is minute 9 of Fast 5. And wait, what did I just call this minute?
I don't remember.
This is minute 11.
Okay.
Anyways.
Did you say 10?
Within 15
right,
seconds.
Minute 11.
Last minute, I called it both minute 9 and minute 10. So this is minute 11. Let's get the story straight.
Yep. Season 5, episode 11. Here we go. So,
how are you liking that new intro? It's pretty good, right?
I did. You did it exactly how I instructed you to.
Perfect.
You done good. I knew I hired the right guy.
All right.
And if you guys haven't seen the intro, it's actually even better to watch than it is to listen to, because there's some pretty cool Fast and Furious, what do you call it, a montage?
Bikinis. Oh, yeah.
Don't show your kids. Don't open it at work.
Yeah.
Or in public.
But you should, though, actually. Just in a small window, maybe in the corner of your monitor.
Right. Oh, before we get into the minute here.
Yeah.
I brought you a drink.
Okay.
As should every good podcast recording night include a tasty beverage.
Yeah.
This one's extra special.
Oh, why is that?
You want to read what we got here?
It's Evil Genius.
Good
New
company.
Phone Who Dis. Caramel Macchiato Porter.
Yeah, nice. But
Evil Genius has some great names for their stuff.
You want makes this extra special?
No.
The expiration date on these.
Uh-oh.
These have been in my basement for 5 years.
No, really?
Yeah. So, okay. I've had old IPAs before. Awful. Terrible.
Is there an actual expiration date? I mean, does it print it?
Yeah, if you look closely along the rim here, you don't believe me. We gotta find it.
No, I believe you.
It's printed. It's hard
I've
to
seen
see.
your basement. There's old stuff in there. I just didn't know the beer had an expiration date.
Well, it's more of a bottled
Best by date? Oh.
Bottled date. It does really. Beer is normally drank within a couple months, and IPAs get bad. Here we go. Right here. You need a light. I gotta dry it off. These things are frosty. Can you read it?
No, I can't even see it. I mean, I see there's something there.
Bottled 11,
I was gonna say
21, 19.
19, I was going to say.
So 2019. 16. That's 5 years. Oh, not quite. 4 and 4.
Almost 5 years.
All right, here. You open yours first.
Okay.
All right. So these are porters, though. And sometimes porters age nicely. But these were like on sale because they were old when I got them. And I bought so many of them, I just got sick of them.
That's funny.
IPAs, when you crack the top on these, that's the reason I had to do it first. They'll often explode out the top.
Yeah, I was afraid that might happen, like those kombucha videos.
Yep, not this time. Can you hear that? No. It looks good.
Yeah, it's so dark.
Dark and creamy.
What's like the most popular porter? Is Guinness a porter?
Yeah. What's the other dark porters? And you hit your funny bone there. What's the other dark beer? A porter and I can't think of it. Porter and
I'm sorry. I tasted
ale.
it.
Oh, okay. Let's cheers.
Cheers.
Wow, still delicious.
Caramel macchiato.
It's still good.
It is still good.
I thought maybe that would be weird. Wow, that was a boring drink.
Sorry, everybody. It tastes good.
Might even taste better. Porters.
No mead left, huh?
Nope. I got one bottle of wine.
I feel like ales are just like normal, like amber colored.
Type porter
Dark.
verse and see what it generates. That'll tell you exactly the word I'm looking for. Porter verse
Stout.
Stout. That's what it is. I think Guinness is a stout.
I think you're right.
We should know
Popular.
that. And they spell it wrong, you know?
Porters. Porter beers.
Oh boy, that's gonna be a list.
Oh, these nothing that anybody would know.
I'm telling you, there's too many. You know, you could have Googled that 20 years ago because there's probably only like 10. Think about that. When we were like just drinking age, just coming of our age of drinking, there was not like most bars had 3 beers.
Oh,
you know,
do Claw makes the Sweet Baby Jesus? I thought Evil Genius made the Sweet Baby Jesus.
DuClaw?
DuClaw, Sweet Baby Genius.
Does DuClaw own
Baby
this?
Jesus. It's the chocolate peanut butter one. So Evil Genius has the other ones like isn't Evil Genius the like Shut Up Meg and Purple Monkey Dishwasher? Isn't that them?
I thought.
Yeah.
So I'm confused by this. It looks like a very official label. evilgenius.beer. Hell yeah, that's our website. Beernot.com. What? And it's like with the California redemption value, 5 cents, Oklahoma, Mississippi, 10 cents. That's crazy. You can go to Mississippi and get 10 cents for a bottle. What are they doing down there with them? They're worth nothing here in PA.
Yeah, it does say no refill, so we can't get this one
refilled. It says no refills?
Yeah. It says on the bottom here.
Oh, wow.
No refill.
Interesting.
Anyways, thank you for providing that. So I got my caramel macchiato beer and my triple shot energy rich vanilla Starbucks beverage.
Well, that's not even alcoholic. Got your uppers and your downers.
Together.
Good stuff.
And this is minute 11 of Fast 5.
Yeah, and this truck we've been talking about in Fast and Furious, I feel like you must know what they're about to do. Because when you first saw it, you mentioned the side rail. I think you called it a gate?
A gate, yeah.
Which would mean that it swings.
Yes.
Gates always swing. And sure enough.
I didn't leave my memory out of the conjecture.
So, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'll say it in a minute here, I guess. So they're coming up beside the train in this truck, and the guys are moving on the back of the bed doing something. And then we go to a view inside, and
Brian and Mia
start unveiling the cars, lifting the covers off of these cars.
Right.
What is this?
This is
an old Ferrari.
Is that the Ford GT?
No.
It didn't look like it, but it's a
like
black one. We might get a better
car,
view.
didn't it?
Yeah, it was like an 80s supercar. So they get out their torches.
Yeah.
And so first off, the truck, they do flip the gate down, like Brian said. So now it's almost flat alongside the train, and it gets them close to the train. But this part's ridiculous.
And they have to match exactly the speed of the train.
Not only the speed, the height of the train.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
which
they're driving in
tall.
the desert.
Mm-hmm. On completely smooth terrain.
It would have to be. Because these guys pull out some torches and start cutting the metal on the side of the train. So you're like, okay, this is how they're getting the cars out.
Right.
We know they're stealing cars. Well, now they have the truck to haul it with. But they're shooting the flames, the molten steel, into the train car where Brian and Mia are taking the covers off of all these high-end supercars. All right.
So does a torch cut or melt?
I'm not exactly sure what they're using. A torch melts it.
Okay. So there's nothing splitting the metal. You're just melting the metal where it is.
I mean, it's shooting gas out of the end and it's burning super hot.
Yeah.
So it can be blowing away. Like, it's still going to blow sparks out.
Right.
There's also a plasma torch, which I'm not exactly sure how they work, to be honest. And there's something called air arcing, which is like welding, but you're not adding metal to it. You're blowing it with air, so it arcs the metal to melt it, and then it's shooting air. And it works great, but it's really loud and makes a huge mess because it like launches the metal away. It's like blowing the hot metal out. I think they're using torches. Plasmas don't make a lot of spark, and the metal has to be really clean, and they're like burning right through the paint. But they're holding the torch in a nice line, cutting this nice rectangle out.
And but a torch would require oxygen. And
you need
acetylene.
Yeah, 2 different gas tanks.
Yeah.
And the truck if that thing's hitting any bumps, their hands will be bouncing up. They wouldn't be able to cut this thing at all. And they're cutting these perfect lines.
And we're inside the train, and we don't see the torches coming from the outside in.
Yeah, not yet. Okay, so the black car wasn't convertible, whatever it was.
Okay, maybe it was the GT. I just didn't think the front end didn't quite look long enough.
It looked like it had a soft top that was up. We might see it here.
This is a pretty cool looking thing.
What is this? This is like a silver. Not even. What's a convertible that doesn't have a top called?
I don't know.
Because it doesn't convert.
A fun time. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
All right. So they get all the cars unveiled or open, but we don't really get to see what they are.
Now, Mia and Brian are standing on the side of the train. The side that has doors that open. They should have just pulled up on that side. But it does have all these straps. I wonder if these will come in. Those look like the type of straps you throw around your waist to help keep you in case you get thrown from the train or something.
These loops came with my cargo shorts from Old Navy, I think.
Oh, it's got some D-rings.
Remember those belts that used to come on shorts?
It'd have 2 D-rings.
They're like fabric,
And you loop it through and just cinch it.
We have a couple of those keeping our sleeping bags together, I think.
Oh. Those are in style
so they
back
step
in
back
2001.
Now
the sparks are flying in.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the shot now is from behind Brian and Mia. They're staring towards the wall that's getting cut through, and in front of them is the car. Sparks are shooting in, literally landing on this car. I mean, you would assume.
Something that I would want people to consider is that the people cutting the hole don't know where the cars are inside. They just know there are cars inside.
And
so these cars are parked end to end with not room in between. So if you would cut a hole, if their goal is to get the car out of the hole, if they cut the hole between 2 cars, that'll make it near impossible to get it out. So they have to
to cut it bigger. But they can only cut it the size of the truck. Oh. Well, I guess the truck could speed up. Yeah. But they're cutting a hole the size of a car.
Yeah.
And there was at least 4 cars in there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm curious how they're going to do this because the truck can only hold 1 car.
So we can see the torches stop, and the metal is just ripped away from the side of the train.
The wind catches it.
Yeah. And there are guys standing on this platform.
Yeah, as the metal gets ripped off, and they aren't quite ready for this.
Like, look at this shot.
They duck down and barely get absolutely destroyed by the sheet of metal they just cut off.
Yeah.
Like, oh, come on, guys. What were you expecting here?
All right, so that giant sheet of metal gets blown away. The light is like really bright coming in, and then we see in front of the
group of the plasma cutter torch guys. Dominic.
Dom
he's
walks
on
in
the
like
truck.
He was coming out of heaven. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was one of the dummies.
Yeah.
No wonder he didn't get thrown off the truck. Nobody can throw him off the truck.
It made me want to go back and look at those first scenes that we saw on the truck to seem like you could pick Dom out, right?
Like, yeah, bald guy with aviators.
Yeah. I guess if he was wearing a ski cap, bald guy with aviators.
It's crazy, though, because he's in the desert and doesn't have his aviators on right now.
Yeah.
This would be a good time to wear them, Dom. It's bright out.
And Vince is there, too. So Vince and Dom were part of the 4 guys cutting the holes in the side.
But they're just kind of like standing on the gate.
Yeah.
Looking in and like no bumps, nothing. They're just sort of like, hey, good to see you.
Yeah.
And then like Mia gives Dom a hug. Like then they walk into the train car.
Is that more unrealistic than the wheelie that Dom does in the last movie?
I mean, I think it's less extreme, but it's pretty unrealistic. It would be nearly impossible to stand on a separate vehicle, hold a torch, and cut through the wall of a train car.
I agree.
Plus, are they even made out of steel? What if they got there and it was made out of aluminum? And they're like, oh, crap.
You can't cut it?
I don't think torches cut aluminum.
I don't know.
I'm
not a metallurgist or whatever.
There's something with that.
Mia and Dom hug.
Maybe plasmas don't cut it. I don't. You know, I used to work for a metal fabricator. I should know this. I don't remember.
You were just a PM, though. You weren't a blue collar.
Yeah, it literally was my job to know that because I'd have to figure out what kind of equipment to send out and how I was going to do stuff. I did know it. I just don't remember.
All right.
It's all this. You know, when I bought these beers, I would have known it. But now I don't.
That's true. That was a lifetime ago. you're out of practice.
That's true. I was deeply employed at the time.
All right, so they're pulling this winch out on the side. Oh, what does it say? De Tomaso.
De Tomaso. I'm guessing that's the black car we saw.
Yeah, that's the like 80s looking sports car.
But the one guy here in a little bit says, I get the GT40, which is the Ford.
De Tomaso Pantera.
Oh, it's
mid-engine
a Pantera.
sports car. Italian.
Like no wonder we didn't
manufactured
know
from
it.
71 to 92.
Such a random car. And it has like the wheels on it are ugly. But it's kind of cool because it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's still kind of cool looking. But it's not like a car you'd see and be like, whoa.
Right.
Look at that Countach.
It looks like an elongated.
Looks like a C4 Corvette a little bit.
I was gonna say the first gen Celica.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just kind of has that front end.
That Celica Supra.
Yes.
Yeah, like the 80s sports car.
Yeah. It's like it could be $100,000 car or it could be a $20,000 car.
All right.
Vince says to Vince, what am I saying? Dom says to Brian, I thought I told you to lay low.
Yeah, like Brian, Dom's like, why are you stealing cars, Brian?
Yeah.
I'm like, you're here too, Dom. Like,
you got to make money.
Yeah.
Brian says been running on fumes, had to make a call. Meaning,
so they're doing it for the money.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't really have a choice. This was breaking the law is the only way I know how to make money anymore.
Yeah.
I can't make tacos on a roadside stand, you know.
Did he do that once?
No, I'm just saying it's an option. He could do that.
Yeah, but have you seen the market? I mean, that's a tough market to break into. They are cheap.
Like in these movies, though, it's either you like die or you steal stuff.
Do you ever wonder, though, in like Mexico, you go buy a taco off a street stand, it's like $2 or something. But like where are these people getting all this ingredients and stuff for cheap? If I go to like restaurants, like that's the only place I've ever found cheap food is somebody with like an igloo cooler and stuff's like wrapped in tinfoil.
Right.
Like, what do these people eat? Like all these poor people in Mexico, what are they eating? There's got to be a way to like eat food down there for cheap.
Rice and beans.
Not that their food is like super expensive.
Right.
But you can go, you'll still spend $6 on a meal at like you go stop at a food spot somewhere.
I feel like it's kind of like those
people make that in a week.
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of like those, like every strip mall you go into has a pizza place that you've never seen anyone go in or out of. Yet they stay in business forever. Like, okay, if you sell a pizza for $15, your overhead must be extreme because you don't see a lot of people buying pizzas.
Or they're laundering money.
That's probably more likely. Mm-hmm. Italians, you know how they are.
Yep. Got a lot of money to launder.
So their conversation gets interrupted by one of the other guys says, hey, quit talking. We only got a 2-minute window. I'm like, yeah, if that was the case, I'd be like, yeah, let's start moving.
Like, and where did that window come from? Because like all this depended on when they stole that key card from the guard coming to check their tickets.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we'll find out why it's a 2-minute window.
Okay.
I remember why. It's in the intro, so that's why.
Oh, okay.
So that gives them 30 seconds per car.
Maybe there's an alarm system on the car.
But look at how thick this side of the train car is. They went the whole way through that?
Yeah, like those torches at the speed they're cutting, you could cut through like maybe 1/8 inch steel. This is like, that's not all steel. That's like sheet metal, insulation, ribbing for stiffening, and then more sheet metal on the inside.
Yeah.
It's at least 6 inches thick.
Yeah. This is a lot of inches.
So that's very thick. And they cut right through it.
Yeah. All right.
Like, all right.
So what's next here? They just are getting ready to move the car out, and the leader, you think he's a leader?
The
guy
he's acting like he's in charge.
He's keeping tabs on the clock. He said, I'm taking the GT40. And that's where the minute ends.
Yeah.
So, what do we got here?
Oh, boy.
Oh, something's floating
these
down.
look like beer shots.
Yeah, nothing. That's what we're going to call them.
That's fancy
Beer
looking.
shots. It looks like
See
creamer
how they
on top.
taste. I can't smell anything right now. Ryan's wife just brought us shots. They look great. Caramel.
I don't know what that is.
Vodka.
Is there something caramel in it? I don't mind. Literally,
Coffee and that
Sweet cold foam.
sweet cold foam on top.
that was pretty good.
Wow.
That's your best one yet.
I'm getting
Way
all
better
kinds
than the peanut butter one.
Yeah, I don't like chewing my alcohol. And that's it for minute 11.
That's it.
So we know one of the cars is a GT40 and the one is a Demasado.
Yeah, so he's like claiming a car that's not even off the train or not even ready to come off the train yet.
Yeah. But how are they going to get the cars? I want to hear what you think, because I remember now. How do you get the car from the train and off?
Well, I saw they have 2 winches on the truck, so I'm guessing they just are going to hook up to like the wheels and drag it, which seems like a terrible idea because there's going to be a gap between the train and that gate.
Yeah.
And like, how much is that gate rated for?
Yeah.
And you hit a little dip or bump, like things could go wrong very quickly.
This is like, well, we'll see. But this is like one of those ideas that somebody had that it didn't matter if it worked. It was just cool to watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in real life, it doesn't matter if it works.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how that goes because winches are not fast either.
No. Yeah.
That would take a good 2 minutes just to pull it out. And you got a couple more cars to go.
Yeah.
And then what do they got to get the car off that truck somehow so they
Right.
can put another one on it.
Yeah.
There's some problem. Like, well, 2 minutes. He said 2 minutes, and that was right before we hit our 11-minute mark. So in the next 2 weeks, you guys are going to find out.
Yeah. We're all going to find out.
Let's see what happens.
I hope you guys are excited as we are.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. And any other?
And if we missed you at Fuel Fest next year, maybe we'll catch you. It was a great show. And hope to see you all at our summer screening coming up here in
a couple weeks.
September
28th.
Yeah, that's soon.
Free beer, free pizza, free Dutch Country hand-rolled soft pretzels.
And free
Are
prizes.
you bringing those again?
But you got to win. Am I?
I don't know.
We'll see.
You'll have to wait and find out.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. I'm Ryan.
I'm Jason.
And always remember,
Winning's winning.